They say the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Yes. What's your dream as a person? What do you, even when you have the dream, do you have the belief that you can achieve it while you're still here on the planet? Or do you just feel, okay, I have a dream, you're looking for those who will come and help you to bring it to reality? How are you working towards it? So if you have a dream and you work towards it, of course the future is very bright for you, and that future will not be bleak. How are you this morning? It's another day on Perspectives on Osrc television. We are here again to make your Friday morning worth your while. You know, we do it on this very program. We have the delectable ladies, yes, the beautiful queens, the ladies who will tantalize your world on Friday. In fact, if you don't see their beautiful faces on Friday morning on Osrc television, I'm sure you'll be asking yourself, where are these girls? Where are these girls? Yes, we are here for you. Welcome on board. My name is Remy Allen. And like I said, yes, my sweet ladies are here. Lady Pepperoni.
Good morning. So add to what you started with, I'd say they just said, if you do not plan, then you are planning to fail. So if you have dreams, you have ambitions, you have goals, you need to take the first step, which is planning to achieve it. You cannot just hope. Yes, it's good to hope for things, but you need to make those efforts to make those dreams a realization. So of course, yes, it's actually good to dream big, but always ensure to also plan. It's very important.
Atlaya, we missed you on the show. We're glad to have you back. We're looking so
to be here again. Yes, Remy, it's good to be here again. Amazing people. Good morning out there. Yes, it's Perspective. Remy, you look dope. As well.
Thank you.
You know, you're just beautiful the way you are without any BBL.
Yes, sir.
And then just you said something about dream, and Susan also said something about planning towards it. And I'll also tell you, if you're tired, just chill, rest, and pick up again. Yes, pick up again. So don't give up. It's a beautiful morning once again. Welcome to Perspective live on Osrc TV. Remy.
Yes, welcome to the program. It's always our pleasure to be here every Friday morning to make your Friday morning a very perfect start, to a great day, because these are great people, and we will also make sure that you have a beautiful day. So in case you're feeling down and feeling lonely, please, if you're on TV and you have someone who has a TV, you can tell the person to tune to Osrc television right about now. Perspective is on. You can also go to our social media pages. That the world is global. We can reach each other via social media pages. So you can go to our social media pages, Osrc TV at Ondo, YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. You will also be able to join the show. So we're very, very happy to have you tune in from wherever you are to listen to watch us on Perspectives. Welcome again. What we do usually, we'll have our newspaper review, which is the first point of call, where we'll take headlines from our dailies across board, especially the ones we have with us, and then afterwards we'll come and discuss our focus. We usually have a focus for the day, a topic that we want to look at. Today's one is quite an interesting one. Atlaya almost lets the cat out of the bag, but yes, it's something that we should all be available for. Let's tune in and be part of it, because it's quite a lot. It's something that is gradually, in fact, not gradually anymore, it has taken the center stage. It's eating deep into the fabric of our society. In fact, it has started causing needless death, and it's not what we want. So please, you need to stick around to be part of that segment. To cap it all, we have trending stories. We'll go to what is happening on social media everywhere, every part. We'll talk about it, we'll dissect it. And when our focus today, we will be opening the line for you to contribute, to call, and also say something about. So it's not just going to be about us this morning. We're also inviting you to join the conversation. The number you call, we'll read it out later when we're getting to that part of the show. So please stick around. In case you don't have airtime on your phone, go and load your phone right now, because I'm sure as a man, as a woman, as a young girl, as an elderly person in the society, you have a word or two to say to this. So we need to hear from everyone. Okay, now let's take a break. When we come back, we'll come back and start the newspaper review. Please just stay with us. So welcome back. It's still Perspectives on Osrc television. Moving straight to our dailies this morning. I'll be starting with the Nation newspaper. The headline here that is screaming at me is anti-terrorism war. Tinubu beefs up military equipment. And as a rider, our new strategies are working. That's good, but I think the society will be the one to say, is it really working or not? Are we feeling safe now or not? But I know that efforts are really ongoing to beef up security, to end this insecurity in Nigeria, and we just want to see it work, whatever it is that the government is putting together to end this menace. It is we want to feel safe in our society. All right, preparation gears up in United Kingdom for President's state visit. You can find that on page 23 of the Nation newspaper. This UK visit of our president is being one that has generated a lot of conversation. It was said before that because of the case he had in the UK, our president cannot go there. But the truth is, our president says he's visiting, and we'll see what comes out of that. ADC replaces PDP as dominant opposition party in the Senate. This is going to interest Isusa, because she has this issue of ADC. She will say, there's still time. If you say you don't have a viable position, you don't know what will happen, and it's already happening, especially in the Senate. Now that they have their number is now higher than that of the PDP. Find details on page 3. Reps to probe Eba oil wells disputes between Ondo and Ogun. Page 5 has that story. Okay, we also have this one. Court grants ICPC leave to examine electronic devices recovered from El Rufai's house. Hey, so many things are just popping up regarding El Rufai. Yoruba will say, Shoma Bonu Ebai. But you can't run again for governor. Court tells Ayedatiwa. Go to page 4, you'll see the details there. NCCPC to sanction airlines for exploiting passengers during 2025 Yuletide. That story is on page 3. Let's move to the next one.
Okay, moving on to Daily Trust newspaper, we have this screaming again saying the power outage may worsen as gas supply drops. You know, when we talk about power, we would also need to talk about gas. Now, my heart is actually going for those that, let's say they don't even have solar, and now there is, like in most states, for example, there's currently blackout.
Yes.
No light.
Yes.
Now,
the Lagos protested.
Even those states,
yes.
I think I made some calls and they're like, now they are even praying to have light. That it's more like they just bring it and then they take it.
Yeah.
Now, imagine the price of petrol. Now, even if you're going to power your phone or power your work, your office or anywhere, now how would you buy it? We see the price that it's above 1,000 now. Now, there is no light, the price of petrol is high. This is going to have a toll on the standard of living.
Yes.
These few weeks or months to come, if nothing is being done about it, it's going to be, I don't want to say disastrous, but something like that.
I gave up at the time. I mean, speaking about the power thing now, I gave up when I learned that even Osrc they're planning to have solar. You know, I mean, if the house
seat of power,
the seat of power is planning to have solar. So who are you?
And you know the bad thing about what you just said is when something does not affect you, you won't see the need to rectify it. So now when if they don't have the solar, then they get to experience high purchase of gas or fuel to power whatever they need to power. Now they'll be like, oh, this thing needs to be addressed. They feel it. But you know, when they now start using solar, they will feel it. The masses would only be crying, but it doesn't affect them. They'll just be like, okay. Now I think that's more like sympathy, but not empathy. They'll just be like, okay, fine, it's affecting them. Oh, we understand. But you know, empathy is when something is, you can feel it too. You can relate with it. You know, that's where we are actually going to, and it's actually bad.
And the question is, are they ready to even fix it?
Even the petrol price, we have a lot of things to fix, and then so many distractions, let's put it that way. So many distractions, and we're not prioritizing what needs to be prioritized in the country. Okay, moving on, the court bars Ondo governor from recontesting in 2028. Too early, okay. Now that it's the Daily Trust, we'll talk about that. I did a lot of, trust me, I went to dig deep. I have so many things to say about this, but when we get there, we'll cross it. Okay, so you don't have that on Daily Trust. Troop kills ISWAP commander, 20 other terrorists in Yobe. That's on page 7 of the Daily Trust. Sokoto, Zamfara, Kanu, others listed as high risk for meningitis. That's on page 7 of Daily Trust. ABC dislodges PDP in Senate as Tambora, Kingibe, then 7 others, they defect. That's on page 5 of the Daily Trust. Rainfall destroys over 40 houses in Kogi. When has not even started?
We never start to...
That's shocking, honestly. Rain has not even started and 40 houses has already been destroyed. This shows the state of, we keep talking about drainage system. There are drainage systems. You as the citizens, what are you doing, or residents of that community, that environment, what are you also doing? Did you build your house close to, is it moats, or they call it?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how 40 houses are being affected when we've not even entered the rainy season yet.
I can imagine.
Yes, when it now starts, like we're getting towards those.
But then the government, are they doing anything to this is just a warning sign. So what have they been doing now? Have they started planning towards that so that we will not have people displaced and
they lost?
Nigeria, if it doesn't happen,
we wait till disaster and then we start running up and down.
I think when there's this idiomatic expression that says a teach in time saves nine. I think when it was out, the Nigerian government are like, just to say what you want to say, we are not there. Because honestly, you don't wait for the disaster to happen before you start treating it or addressing it. And I think when you start making those disasters to come before you address it, it becomes more disastrous. It becomes more difficult to fix. But then hopefully they get to do the needful on time before we get to the peak of the season where it gets to rain often. Okay, airfare may rise as aviation fuel. It's 1,835 per litre. Now this
everything is rising.
Everything is rising. You see what I talked about, the cost of living. If you want to ship your goods by road, which usually was the cheapest, it's expensive. Now even the airfares, it's been affected. So that means everything would be affected at this point. Now we're talking about the standard of living. Currently we still have people living in poverty. Imagine the what I just read, talking about the rainfall destroy over 40 houses. Now these people are going to be even trying to see how can they come back up. And now we're still going to deal with the harsh economy that they are facing. How do they start all over? A lot needs to be done. Okay, that's on page 10 of page 19, of the Daily Trust. 181 Nigerians repatriated from Libya. That's on page 25 of the Daily Trust, and that's all we have from the Daily Trust.
All right, let's move on to Nigerian Tribune for today. We have lots of stories there, but the big deal: Middle East war disrupts fertilizers supplies, put food security at risk. I knew this will come. I need to come to this. I was saying that yesterday while I was talking to a friend. Well, and we have Iran's new supreme leader vows revenge, order Strait of Hormuz closure. We are monitoring fuel price volatility. That's coming from FCCPC. You can find that on pages 3, 5, and 6 of Nigerian Tribune. Appeal Court affirms Oluyede as PDP candidate in Ekiti. And Nigeria in far stronger position to navigate renewed global shocks. This is coming from CBN Governor. You can find that on page 6. Court bars Ayodatiwa from seeking another term in 2028. Find that on page 22. Tinubu meets service chiefs, IGP. Don't lose hope in our capacity. Defense Minister pleads with Nigerians. Says terrorists losing grounds. I hope that's true. Troops file coordinated terrorist attacks, kill over 20 insurgents in Yobe. That's on page 27. 9 senators defect to ADC, 12 reps join APC ADC. Find that on page 21. Tabuwal, Abaribe, Kingibe, and 6 others join ADC in Senate. Accord NDC get 1 each. What is really happening? I think there should be a law, guiding this, because it's so, I don't know. I think that's what's prevalent now amongst us.
It's not an offense in the Constitution, so I guess that's why cross-carpeting.
That's why I said this should be looked into, Yes, it should. It should. Let's move to a certain territorial status of Iba Island. Find that on page 2. And on health issues, scientists warn mobile phone used by food vendors could spread infection. And that's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And that's all we've got.
That's one has to be careful, especially our health is very important. Let's quickly take Punch. I guess that's the much we'll be able to do before we go to trending stories. We have the state's demand forensic audits of $8.8 billion crude for loan deals. Details is on page 2. Nigerians most exploited by telecom energy firms. That's coming from FCCPC. Details on page 23. Okay, and of course we have NNPC faces fresh pressure over heavy crude-backed loan transactions. FAC flags crude-backed borrowing, opaque deductions. State wants legislative approval for future crude for loans deal. And court bars are able to work from contested 2028 governorship election. All right, can we take one now?
Yeah, I think we should just do one more. Asisa, you have something there?
Okay, from the New Telegraph, drama in Senate as Abaribe Ume Tambua 6 others defect to APC. You can find that on page 2, 3, 4 and 5 of the New Telegraph. Federal government seeks reduction in cost of fuel as crude oil prices decline. That's on page 8 of the New Telegraph. Insecurity, Senate asks federal government to create military base in Benue. That's on page 6 and page 28 of the New Telegraph. The court bars Ayedatiwa from seeking re-election. That's on page 4 and 7 of the New Telegraph. The Middle East crisis. We are working to protect consumers from pump price manipulation. This is coming from FCCPC, and you can find more details of that on page 2 and 3 of the New Telegraph. We would see how they're trying to do that because we can't see it yet. And lastly, okay, I think that's all we can take from the New Telegraph because of our time.
Oh yes, that's all from the dailies. Now we'll be going to our focus for today, and like I said, it's an interesting one. Just grab your phone and tune in. We'll take a break now. We'll come back after now. Do stay with us. Alright, welcome back. It's still Perspectives on OSRC Television, and moving to our focus this morning. It's the story of a lady who had BBL, and she died twice, going through that. So this morning we'll be looking at we'll be looking at the consequences of doing this body enhancement, the craze for it. I said it earlier, as Leah said, yes, without doing any body enhancement. But the truth is, it's now something that has taken over in Nigeria. Our girls are now everywhere. All they want to do is to enhance their body, do BBL. There's this other word they use, liposuction. My dear, before I bite my teeth this morning, because the thing don't tire me. If they know enhance breast, we enhance the butts. Enhance the butts, we enhance the nose. If it's not the nose, it is the lips. If it's not, small time we enhance our eyeball. There are this kind of eyeball that are rosy, big, and when you see them,
they're describing someone I know.
Very close to me. And then you feel, I love the way her eyes, she rolls the eyes. Please, you need to see the way she rolls the eyes. And then you feel, I need to go and enhance my eyeball. Or there are some people with colored eyes, cat eyes.
They actually do tattoo their eyes now. I think cases like that.
And the nose as well.
Yeah. But in as much as we're trying to maybe play around it, we need to also be serious about it. Because I would say this, in as much as we're also going to blame these ladies for going through the life, we should also hold the society responsible.
Hold on a sec. I hope you know it's not about the ladies alone. We have men. A lot of men do this too. Yeah. The other day, this guy, the celebrity as well, influencer, went to, Tokyo now, and he had his nose, you remember that?
Yes.
Not really. People going, maybe they're tired of being not okay with being a man, and they have all of this, they want to have a feature of women, and then they go ahead to. So we have. This is not just. It's not about a particular gender. Okay. It's not a woman thing.
All right. Let me just give a brief story about it. A Nigerian socialite identified as Elena Jessica died following severe complications from a Brazilian BBL surgery performed at a certain, I'm not going to mention the place she did it, so it won't be as if we are spoiling the market, after developing a severe infection and needing blood transfusion. She underwent a second corrective surgery, but later passed away after alleged negligent care and chaotic transfer to a public hospital. She reportedly experienced pain and swelling for days after her initial procedure. So now
she wanted to correct it.
And then in the process of correcting,
more issues
developed. To correct, you need to keep doing it. You started it already. Body enhancement and all that. So there were different complications, and then she needs to. And at the end of the day, she lost her life to it. It's so sad.
Peer pressure against society. I'm going to say so. Yes, I am. Because I've seen cases where you see a little child and they're already telling the child, say, what leads to this thing first is low self-esteem. Now, what damages low self-esteem is comments from people, comments from friends. You look too skinny. You would have been fine if maybe you had bum. It's just little thing that just made you not perfect. You see, those things can get to people.
Well, maybe part of it, but not totally.
You see, the skit maker you
Not
spoke
totally.
about.
Yes. I said maybe part of it, but not. I would not say. I would not agree. It's yes, totally. And this is why I've said that. We've seen some ladies. In fact, they showed the lady's photo. If you, I don't know if you did you see the lady's photo? She's beautiful before and after. The before, she, in fact, she's so perfect. I would say she had a perfect body. And then she went ahead because, so I don't think that would be peer pressure. I don't think people would. It's just like you having money and then you want more and you want more and you will not, you know, humans, they say we're insatiable. So I think that's the case. So I totally wouldn't agree with you when you said it's about peer pressure, because we've had, you know, we have people who have perfect body. What else do you want? Different cases of people who, you know, that just like the guy I gave you gave the example of the nose, you know, the insults and all that. But then look at her. She was beautiful before she had a BBL.
So I think people do this thing for different reasons. Yeah. So it could be peer pressure. Oh, my friend seems to look more put together, and she's getting so much attention. Oh, maybe when I be like her, I would get that same attention. That's peer pressure. Now, society can also affect in the sense of those comments. You don't look good. Oh, I wish you were like this. Now that's from another angle. And then the angle you put it, the fact that you are an olive at twist, you keep demanding for more, you want more. So I've actually been able to like bring it from 3 different angles. And I think these are the reasons why people go for this thing. But there's one thing that I will keep on saying. Until you love yourself, whatever people say would always affect you. Just love yourself. That's the major thing. Love yourself.
That's exactly where I was going when you started the issue of the society, the fact that they body shame you, they talk down on you and all that, and somebody will say, I want to do it for my self-confidence. It's not true. There is nothing self-confidence about, you know, enhancing whatever. It doesn't give you that confidence you think you want to look for. I saw a video of a lady who also said, to end with, I mean, she went to say that it's all lies. It's all lies. That is not about your own. Or for you to attract the man, to attract the opposite sex. You know, for you to want to feel you're looking good. The major thing is the opposite sex. Or you want to make the money. Yes.
Anyway, I don't know if you remember, there's this lady, she's a skit maker, she dances, she's chubby, and she comes online and she dances. But I think few months ago, last year, we lost her. She said they went for a tummy tuck. Yeah, because when she posts those videos, if you check the comment section, people keep criticizing her stomach, saying, oh, your belly is big. And then I think it eventually got to her, and she went to do the tummy tuck, and then she lost her life.
That's what
so sometimes, see, it's from, we are not psychologists, but we are just trying to make up and see what
I think that's what Amini is saying.
Yes. So in as much as you still feel, oh, it's because of themselves, yes, it's because of themselves, but sometimes external influence also affects it.
And that's because you don't appreciate yourself the way you are. That's because you refuse to love yourself. That's because you feel you're wiser than who created you.
And let's even start, Remy.
Do you understand? That's what the fact. It doesn't matter what people say. When you start having that mindset that I am okay the way I am. So if you don't created you this way, and I love me this way, the me in me is beautiful. If you don't love yourself, it starts with you. You can't love you. Isn't it all? So already you're already feeling down about yourself because you don't love yourself. You feel you love one person more, you like the way that person looks. So immediately someone says something about it, the way you're already thinking, it triggers you, then you lose all your self-confidence and all that. So it has nothing to do. See, nobody's word should shape your life.
And nobody is perfect.
And nobody is perfect. The person who is shaming you now has other things. Yes. In my life. So you don't allow it to affect you. I won't sit and say yes because the people are being body shamed and all that. That's why you should take that kind of next step. You understand? It shouldn't be.
That's what you wanted to say, and I want you to really talk about that. You said for them to, you know, get more money. I want you to talk about the more money part because I think this is in three categories.
Yes.
We have those for self-confidence. We have those for but attention. Just like the Oliver Twist lady, and we also have the ones that the one that those ones that
for business.
The banking body, the shenanigan everybody, they want more clients because we want to be attracted to clients. You know what I'm talking about. So we have those categories. When he said making money, so what you look good, it's like they believe that when you invest in that body, you go through that transformation, you will attract more clients. That will give you back that money, who is in the society, so that's business. That's business. But then while I was watching this video, somebody said something, and I will share it with you ladies. The lady said, let's talk about the men's angle now, the men's angle. She said after the lady died, that somebody came up, the son of a rich kid Wire came out to say,
we can see a picture display on the TV.
Yes. Beautiful lady. Look at her. Look at her.
You say this and say she's not selling market.
The market
should be sold. The market should be a businesswoman. And she's not selling products. She's not selling shoes, bags, and all that.
Now, I want us to look at this angle. I really want us to look at it. So the lady said, okay, somebody came out, a guy came out to say, ladies, we love you the way you are. Please stop doing this for us. We just love you the way you are. So this lady came out to, counter the guy to say that, men, after seeing what happened to the lady, men came out to say, ladies, we love you the way you are. Please stop doing it, She said, would the men have said, that, do you know how many women, ladies, die in the process of child birth, giving birth? Do you know how many? That is even much more than people who die during the procedure of BBL. So how many of those men have come to say that please stop giving birth because we love you the way you are. Please stop giving birth. They should stop all of this hypocrisy thing. Look at that. Do you understand it?
And then,
yes. Now, is it not pleasing them still? Is it not part of pleasing them that you want someone that want to have a child? That if you have a woman who will say, I don't want to have a child, you will see how society will come out and come at the person, at the woman, and say, then after, what's your whole essence for? What is it all about? Why would you say that you don't want to have a child? But now that you say you want to enhance your body, because they say a lady can say, I don't want to have a child because I want my body to be perfect. And the society will come at you, lash out and all. That's what a lady can also say, I want to enhance my body. The society will look at it.
This reminds me of a comment I also saw from that rich man from some Kid Wire, BBM housemate. Someone commented and said, when she was in a talking stage with someone supposed to be fiancé or something like that, the man told her that you have everything I want in a woman. The character, the skin color, the body, maybe everything is complete. I said it's just one thing.
And which is?
You don't have the
boat.
The body.
And it got to her.
And no, it didn't get to her. She said he was willing to finance it for her. That I like everything about you, but it's just one thing that is missing. If only you have more of this body, or you look more shapy or curvy. That's the word she used. If only you had more curves, you would just be perfect for me. So because of that, I am willing to finance this thing for you. But she was like, oh no, I won't go under the knife because of you. I like myself the way I am, and regardless of what you want, if you can't accept me, if you feel like that is you understand?
Actually, she felt, that's confident. That's confident. No, she didn't. Another person commented that this was our ordeal. Now coming from a man saying, we love you the way you are, and then she's countering what he's saying.
Contradiction.
That you are saying this, but another man is saying, he loves everything about me, but the only thing,
that's hypocrisy,
is the curves. So I am willing to spend on you to get the curves. So that when you go out with me, maybe my friends will say, wow, I love you. Understand? Sometimes some men are even the ones that pushes this lady to do this. Because they just want to have that when your babe follow you. So that everybody has
So you're the one dating this.
you understand?
So that's to say that the women are doing it, the ladies are doing it for the men then. And so it's hypocritical for Kid Wire to come out to say, we love it the way you are.
Maybe he doesn't like that.
Speaking for the men. He said he's
He said he's speaking for the men.
There's a question. Does the men knows that he's speaking for them?
I think we should open the phone line.
Yes, let's open the phone line.
Okay, can you read out the number to call? Okay, we have 0706 325 5428. 0706 325 5428. That's the number to call to join the conversation this morning. We are looking at body enhancement, okay, and its dire consequences. We have to talk about the consequences as well. With its well, as much as you think it makes you okay. We have a call. Please pick. Let's have a call.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
My name is Adi. I'm calling from London. I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you, Adi.
Yes, I love this topic, body enhancement and is the consequences. My advice to our ladies is this: you don't need all these things. It's a fact because all guys want is what is upstairs. That can bring something good to the table. So you not be liability. That's all the appearance matter, but not to this extent. There are three things. Apart from that, there are other three things that is very helpful. It's not essential. Number one, you have to train yourself and learn how to pray. Men will like it when they are down. You have to know how to dance for your husband at home when he's down. So these are very, very important. And
The third one.
the third one, which is most important, go and train. Don't be shy. How to cook good food. So men love this. When you pass this week, your husband will not leave you. And I guarantee you that he will not leave you.
Alright, thank you very much.
It's really sad. Just don't be dancing for him. He will be happy.
Okay.
So, set up charge I give you.
Alright, thank you.
God bless you too. Thank you for always calling on the show.
I think now I have an assignment. Please, who is going to teach me how to dance? I can do the other two.
Let me tell you, this dance is not just a normal dance. The dance, the main dance. The dance. You know how to dance.
He didn't say music and
where are you going? But the truth is that dance is also very important. You must know how to dance the dance and train yourself. And then he says something very key away from the three other things he mentioned. What you have upstairs is very important. Your IQ, your intelligence. How are you helping that man? What are you bringing to the table? Okay, you are in a relationship. It's all about mua, you know. What are you doing? How are you trying to also have an impact in his life and the life of those around you? How intelligent are you, to be able to turn 10 naira to 20 naira? There's so many things. So if you don't have it and you just feel it is your body that will make the money for you, wrong thought.
Remy, and I also, to add to what you have said, I think how you position yourself as a lady, you will attract that kind of, if you're intelligent, you will attract people who are intelligent as well.
Exactly.
People who will value you more than that body you have, value what you have upstairs than the body. But a man who has nothing upstairs will always go for the body.
Yes.
Your body.
And most times, to boast your body,
has nothing upstairs.
most times that body doesn't mean they will marry you.
Exactly.
In fact, with that, once a man wants to marry,
They know who he's setting. They know
who to settle for. So if you think your body caught his attention, and then
how do you keep a man? Yes.
Does your body keep him for life? No, it doesn't. The things that keeps him for life are the things that have been laid out.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah.
Train yourself.
Yeah.
Learn to dance the dance. Music. And then they said good food is the way to a man's heart.
Yeah.
I believe so. You should be able to cook. You should be able to bring something to the table. You should be prayerful. That's also very key. Mention that. If you're a prayerless wife, wahala dey, because wahala dey. I think I hear such words. It sends some signals. Wahala dey. I mean, when a man knows, I have something recently that men, even when they go outside there, they go out to meet me and all that, they always say, my wife is at home praying for me. That conflict, they always go back. My wife is at home praying for me. Yes, sometimes we don't want to be seen like that. We don't want to be seen as men who always, pray. Women, the men will go and do all they want and expect us to keep praying. Women say when they pray for themselves now, when they pray for their children. So men, also wake up and pray.
Yeah, I love a man who can pray.
I also love men. They are the head, and when you are the head, you're the head in total. It's not just about bringing the money. You must lead the way, even to God. Then you must be able to say, I am the leader all around. You shouldn't live praying to the Lord. But for a woman, you need to learn how to pray, even if you're saying inside of you that I'm not praying for my man and all that. It's for your children are there to pray for. Yourself, you need prayers as well. Let's shortly we'll be going to the newsroom for now. But then there are dangers. There are medical and psychological implications to body enhancement. Yes, the physical dangers include infection. You have implant rupture. There could be blood clots. There are fatal complications that arises, and that is part of what this lady had that led to her. And her case is not just the first. She's not the first person who had died from this kind of complications, because she's such a
last one who died last year.
Exactly. So we keep hearing, and that's another problem we have.
Shouldn't it scare you that this procedure is not safe? The fact that there are cases where it goes wrong, but yet you still feel like, okay, I can get myself the best. Quickly, let me just give, how do you boost your confidence, number one? Now, don't just try to be like everybody. Know your body type. It's also going to help you with, looking nice and appearing nice.
Exactly.
If you know you don't have those curves and all, you cannot go and put on a clothes that the person with so many curves. You will look weird in it. Exactly. So the first thing, just know your body type and know what fits you.
Alright, moving on to the newsroom for developing styles. When we come back, we'll pick more calls. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Developing Stories on OSRC Television. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has described the judgment of a federal high court barring him from recontesting governorship election an unnecessary distraction, insisting that he had never declared interest in contesting another governorship election. Speaking during a live interview on Channels Television while reacting to the court decision, the governor said the public had been misled by various narratives circulating on social media, stressing that he had not at any time indicated an intention to run in another election. According to him, there is currently no timetable for any governorship election in the state, and he has taken no step suggesting such an ambition. The governor also clarified that he did not approach the courts to seek eligibility to contest an election, explaining that the case was initiated by other individuals seeking clarification on his eligibility. Governor Aiyedatiwa maintained that the legal battle would not distract him from focusing on governance and delivering on the promises he made to the people of Ondo State. The governor also denied allegations that he was pushing political opponents out of the All Progressives Congress APC in Ondo State, even as he dismissed suggestions of a rift with Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjiojo, stating that both of them remain members of the same political family. The Ondo State government has commenced clearing of major waterways in the riverine areas of the state in a move aimed at improving water transportation and boosting economic activities. The exercise, which covers Ilaje, Seldo, Okitipupa and Irele local government area, is also expected to empower youths in the area. Our reporter, Sunday Adeyoju, tells us more.
As part of efforts to ease water transportation and improve livelihoods of residents in the riverine areas, the Ondo State government flagged off clearing of waterways in 4 local government areas of Southern Senatorial District. The special advisor to the governor on transportation, Benga Molin, said the initiative is aimed at making life more comfortable for residents who rely heavily on waterways for movement and economic activities. He explained that the program would also serve as a form of empowerment for youth as they are being engaged in the clearing exercise.
Over the years, water hyacinth has become a menace. It has become an hindrance to easy movement on the waterways. So the governor of Ondo State graciously approved this since 2024 to be precise. When we use the youth here, when we engage them to do this work, they will have some stipend. It will be a take home for them to do 1 or 2 things. And it will be a thing of pride that they are part of the progress of their community.
Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Ministry of Transport, Lebile Olusheye, noted that the livelihood of many residents in the riverine communities depend on water, especially fishing and transportation. He added that this initiative would make their activities easy.
The river courses are blocked, thereby negatively affecting the economic well-being of our people, because we depend solely on fishing. So our people have not been able to go out fishing, and their catch has been very, very small. So by clearing the waterways now, it will help us to bring out the fish that are hiding under the water hyacinth, and it will encourage breeding. The fish will breed very well, and it will also aid our economic livelihood of our people.
At Ikoya Bridge along River Akeun in Okitipupa local government area, a representative of the council, Obaiton Awutali, expressed appreciation to the government for the initiative. He noted that clearing the waterways will enable fishermen operate without hindrance and ease transportation.
Inú àwọn community Alárọ̀mí àyíká inú wọn dùn gidigidi. Ó dẹ̀ ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn pé kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe jù pé ká máa kọ́wọ́ tí ká máa gbárùkù ti ìjọba. So they so appreciate the program.
Mr. Awotali added that will go a long way to galvanize socio-economic activities in the area. Sunday Adeyanju, OSRC News.
President Bola Tinubu has authorized the procurement of additional military equipment to bolster the armed forces campaign against insurgency and terrorism nationwide. This was disclosed by the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, after a high-level security briefing at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The retired general said service chiefs provided the President with a comprehensive update on ongoing operations and the prevailing security landscape across the country. While acknowledging a spate of recent attacks, the minister emphasized that security forces have continued to respond and to rise to the occasion, inflicting significant losses on terrorist networks. He confirmed that several high-ranking militant commanders have been neutralized in recent engagements with troops seizing enemy assets. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has assured that the Senate will pass the 48.472 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill on March 31, following a brief adjournment for the Salah break. Speaking before the adjournment, Akpabio noted that the standing committees will continue work during the recess, particularly ongoing budget defenses and coordination with the Committee on Appropriations. The House of Representatives has already adjourned to conclude budget processes and will also meet on March 31. Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed Jamila Abubakar Sadiq, National Commissioner representing the Northeast at the Independent National Electoral Commission. The confirmation followed the Committee on Electoral Matters report presented by Senator Simon Lalong, which recommended her based on qualifications, experience, performance, and integrity. The Senate also confirmed the appointment of Usman Dakingari as non-carrier ambassador and Ismail Yusuf as a chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, following the adoption of the Committee on Foreign Affairs report presented by Senator Bello Abubakar. A delegation of prominent Igbo spiritual mothers led by Mrs. Chika Ebeneme has paid a solidarity visit to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, at the Sokoto Correctional Center. During the visit, the team conveyed the collective support, prayers, and maternal solidarity of Igbo mothers to Kanu, who they described as their son. Chief Ibeneme said the spiritual mothers plan to extend the advocacy by engaging traditional rulers, paramount leaders, and spiritual authorities across Nigeria. She emphasized that their approach would focus on dialogue and peaceful advocacy aimed at securing Kanu's unconditional release. The Rashtriya Swantra Party, RSP, has won a landslide in Nepal's election, the first held since last year's youth-led protest toppled the then government. The RSP received 182 votes in the final tally, falling short of achieving a two-thirds supermajority in the parliament's lower house by 2 seats. The Nepali Congress came in second with 38 seats, while the Communist Party of Nepal, UML, was third on 25. Voter turnout was around 60% of the nearly 19 million eligible voters. The result puts the RSP's Balendra Shah, a rapper turned politician, on track to become the country's next leader. And that's it on developing stories, but don't go away as Perspectives continues. Good morning.
All right, let me continue. You want to do promotion? No.
All right, so welcome back. It's still perspectives on OSRC television, and this morning we are looking at body enhancement and their consequences, using the socialite who passed on recently after several body enhancements, BBL, that she did. She did the first one. She had some complications, went to correct it, and eventually it led to her death. And we've talked extensively on what are those, why should we go in for it, what are the causes, I mean, what could make one want to do body enhancement. We look at the societal factor, we look at the fact that you don't, the fact that sometimes you don't love yourself enough. We look at body shaming and all whatnot. And we're also looking at those things, the medical aspect of it, the complications that could arise. Like in our case, it was reported that she has severe pain and swelling 2 days after her initial procedures, and of course she had high white blood cell count and of course low blood levels. Later, because of that complication, she went for a second one, and surgeons performed a decompression procedure to remove injected fat, suspecting that was what hindered the blood flow. Family members even reported that after her condition deteriorated, she was transferred to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. She first of all had it in a private station, now they remember that they had to go to government hospital, and they alleged that she waited in an ambulance for 5 hours without a proper ICU bed, that the accompanying nurse lacked pain relief. The first thing is, why even start it at all? We know that this thing is we've seen cases. I was asking, we said it earlier, that if you had to lose your life to this, why go into it? And then as this served as deterrent to others, people, as we're talking, are planning, saving up to still want to do it.
I hope they remember. I just want to say something about this. That they should remember that Nigerian health system is still not it yet. Please, you know what I mean by still not it yet. That's my drama. So please, before you take that kind of action, remember that we don't have good hands here that can do. That's the truth. I don't want to make it look good when it's not. We up to our doctors, our health practitioners, are they up to the task, especially when it comes to the complications, after that, the aftermath. We don't have what it takes to help you out. I hope you remember that before you go into such. Remember that. And then sometimes, this is also coming from, I'm not encouraging it, but I also want you to remember that some of these women, they have underlying elements already. And then they go into this. Do you do the due diligence? Do you do a proper check? That lady, perhaps, they said her skin, she had light skin. Her skin was just too light. Perhaps she had been using maybe this yes, please don't laugh. This bleaching, let me call it the way we know it. The bleaching cream, the effect on her.
Some even go as far as injecting themselves with whatever it's called, just lighting themselves from inside.
Ladies, let's not lose our lives for nothing. For what is not even worth it. Somebody said, "Kilo fair buy, let die." So your maker. What do you even want to tell your maker? That you did not, that he created you and you are not too cool with it.
Okay, we have a call.
Okay, let's take that call. Okay. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Ladies in the house, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is
From Anambra.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
Should we be using this topic as wasting our precious time? And then somebody who decides what to do with his own life, that negotiating what She didn't meet this doctor herself. So what is there is that she has taken the best out of her life. What she decided, that's her decision. All these things, when someone decides, it's because the will of God is only 1%, equivalent to 100% in every human being. So human beings will is equal to 99%. So if you want to support it, 100%, 99% or 1% equal to 100%. So she decided on that. That's what she has been craving for. Doesn't mean that she doesn't have parents, or doesn't mean that, you see, all these things we shouldn't be topic. Somebody who decides to die, he decides to die. You say this, why is it that you don't engage yourself in such stuff? Yes, that's the idea. Because I got someone who took personal decision. I don't believe in that kind of thing now. Someone who decides to die, decides to die.
Thank you.
Decides to win the issue of life.
Alright, thank you so much.
To accommodate my calls. Hello, good morning.
Please,
Hello.
good
Hello,
morning.
good morning. Hello.
No, we lost the call.
Please always move away from your listening device so we can hear each other quickly. But before you comment, because I know you're eager to comment, let's see like Hello, good morning.
From your listening device.
Please,
okay,
when you
please keep
call
trying.
us,
Keep trying.
move away from your TV, move away from your listening device.
The number is 0706 325 5428. 0706 325 5428. Let me quickly say something. Yes, it might look like this is not a topic. I mean, it's not something we should keep talking about because they took that decision themselves. But we have to talk about it so as to caution those who are yet to. I mean, let them see the danger in it, so that you don't go into it. Of course, if he says something that you're so vehemently opposing, that you choose to die, I mean, when you know that this thing could cost you your life, and you still open your eyes down, go drown. I mean,
Remy, I won't see it from that POV point of view. I wouldn't. I'd rather say that, you know, when the man was saying she chose to die, let's talk about the pressure society put on people. You know,
you're back to
yes, whatever you do, everything comes out. You know, society make you what you are, and then they put the blame on you. I just see it that way. It's just a simple way of saying it. They push you to the. I'm not saying, you know, you have you should have your own, you know, knowledge. You should have your own how to filter things, advice and all. But then let's talk about the pressure. Society will tell you, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, and then you're trying to, and then when you break down, you can't take it. Society will come at you and say that, oh, why didn't you do this again? Why didn't you do that? So I will not say she chose to die. She probably could have. I won't be a judge. I don't just want to. Yes, she probably must have gone through something that made her go into that, and then people around her too that could not advise her. Well, I mean, they didn't give her the right advice. They should have, maybe. I'm saying maybe because I don't want to be too absolute. It could be that, but then to say that she chose to die, and no.
I still will say that you can decide what you want by not allowing society
to decide.
Exactly.
No,
because in this kind of case, most cases, it is peer pressure. It is my friend did it, I want to do it. It is my friend did it and she's getting more money. Clients.
Remy, you know, I'm going to say that still. We cannot take it. Do you know why I said it? Let me give you another illustration that is similar to this. You know, a woman who hasn't, they say, go and marry, society, fall into society, and then pressure. You know, she rush, and then she gets into she rushes
married,
and then after that they are telling her go and give birth, and you know, the pressure keeps going on and the
pressure keeps getting worse.
That's it. It's the same thing.
All right, we are running out of time. We still have a segment to go on the show. I appreciate the fact that quite a lot of people tried to call in this morning, and we also have bad network issue. Please join us every Friday on this program. Sometimes we open the line for you to call in. All right, we'll move straight to the next point of call, which is our trending stories, and quite a lot is trending in the society. I'll start with this one from Ondo State. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has reacted to a ruling of the Federal High Court in Akure restraining him from seeking another term in office, describing the decision as a premature and a distraction from governance. The governor reacted to the judgment while speaking as a guest on a television station, Politics Today to be precise. Aiyedatiwa said discussions about the 2028 Osrc governorship election were unnecessary at this stage, noting he had only recently secured a fresh mandate from the people of the state. The governor stressed that his focus remains on delivering on the mandate given to him by voters in the November 16, 2024 governorship election. Put the case to rest.
I think, like he said, it is not necessary at this point. I think we just celebrated 1 year in office last month, so why are we bringing something of 2028 now and saying we cannot, we can? And he said he has not even said he wants to come out from it. So he said, why is this coming up right now? We have more pressing things to focus on. And he said, yes, and he said he's going to focus on that and just let bygones be bygones for now.
Yes.
I think he said he would also try and revisit it, but then that will be later, not right now.
Okay. I think what we should be talking about in Ondo State now is insecurity, because that one is creeping in, and so I think we should be in the spotlight on it, and then all our effort, action, whatever we want to talk about should be there. Yes, the distraction, let's put it aside.
I agree with you, and I agree with our governor. We are seeing this as distraction, and he says he wants to focus, and part of the things he wants to focus on is security, as he has announced a ban on commercial motorcycles, commonly referred to as Okada, from operating between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. across the state as part of intensified efforts to tackle insecurity. Authorities explained that the decision follows intelligence from security agencies indicating that motorcycles are frequently used by criminals in kidnappings, armed robberies, and other unlawful activities. The State Security Network Agency, known as Amotekun Corps, reviewed the measure through its commander, Adetunji Adeleye, on Wednesday during the presentation of 52 alleged criminals and 18 suspected kidnappers. Adeleye stressed that the motorcycles will not be permitted to operate during the night except for security personnel and riders engaged in essential services. The Amotekun commander further stated that all commercial motorcycles have been granted a 2-week window to register with the State Security Agency and obtain legal certification, emphasizing that the registration process is free.
Okay, that's a good.
But then it's free for the first 2 weeks. After then you get to pay a sum of 20,000. So we need to put that so that they will know the urgency of that. So if you still want to get the registration done for free, start now, because after 2 weeks you get to pay for it. And yes, it's actually a good thing, but although we still need to, it's actually the right move in curbing insecurity and securing the state. But then we know that the best or the fastest and the easiest way of movement in Ondo State, Akure to be precise, is through the use of this Okada, because there are some routes that taxis do not get to. And some people actually do close late, so I really don't know what can be done. I feel like an alternative should be made for easy movement for these sets of people, because I've heard a lot of people complaining that how would they get home. Now I'll take for example nurses that are on shift. They will probably end their second shift by 7-8. How will they go home?
Especially if they live in places where taxis cannot get to.
Taxis cannot get to those streets and lanes. They will only probably drop you at the junction of your street, but they won't get inside. So I'm trying to say, how can alternative means of measures be put in place just to also like help everybody? Should it be that maybe kekes should be at those junctions taking people inside? Are they permitted? You know, these are things when we talk about people who the government putting in rules, and we also need to see how it affects the citizens and what can be done alternatively.
Yeah, that's not a fair comment.
Not only nurses.
No, that's why I use that as an example. You know, I use that because the person that complained to me was actually a nurse. You should start with us. I was going home yesterday and I was scared. You should start with us. Yes,
essential workers. We said it too. I think it will be essential workers was also mentioned. That except for security personnel and riders engaged in essential services, but I think in specific riders, what of someone who doesn't even have a bike, an Okada for himself or herself? This observation is very key. But the first thing is the fact that we need our lives secure. If this is one thing that will help, I think people should learn to exercise by walking. At this time, that's number one thing you have to do. And then be sure of, keke are strategic points for us to work. I think we should look into that.
Yes. I'll take for example, in my state, there's no Okada in my state. So at every junction, at every interval, you get to see keke that is plying that route. So you just take the keke and then they drop you at every you're closer to your house, so it's easy movement.
That's nice. I think that's another area that governments can look at. You know, if Okada can be, because what the evil that is being done with Okada, I
want to say something, please. Is it about Okadas alone? Have they come? Have they come the bush? Have they been there to come? Because I think this goes beyond Okada. It goes beyond Okada. Do we have security agents mounted at those spots? Because we've noticed. Well, I as a person, I've noticed it's the same spot, the same area every time. So, especially in Akure North, do we have security personnel around there? It's beyond Okada. If we have Okada in the bush coming out from that, will it be registered?
I agree with you.
Do you think they will register those kind of bikes? They won't.
I think for me, it's all measures will have to be taken.
Exactly.
And I know that the government will start rolling out whatever they have to do one by one. It's not just about the Okada that she mentioned. There are other things that has to be done. The presence of security officers, because the spate of kidnapping in Ondo State now is becoming unbecoming. And like you mentioned, there's a particular reliable area. So many, in fact, all around. Recently, I heard about another one in Akure Metropolis and all that. And the fact that people are already protesting. Protests have been going on. Our life matters really, and the government will have to do quite a lot. And I'm also happy the fact that Amotekun is working. I mean, the arrests that have been made, over 70 suspects arrested. We have kidnappers among them, armed robbers among them, and all that. We want our society to be safe for us to live in. Very, very important. So, let's move on. As Nigerians continue to groan under climbing fuel prices as a result of the Iran-US war, President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate deployment of 100,000 compressed natural gas CNG conversion kits to ease the burden on motorists and reduce dependence on petrol. It came as Abuja motorists are currently paying between 1,216 naira and 1,280 naira per litre of petrol, reflecting a noticeable variation across filling stations in the nation's capital. The price range, which has remained recent days is influenced by factors including global crude oil prices, distribution logistics, and demand fluctuations. But commuters continued to feel the pinch as transportation costs are adjusted in response to fuel prices, particularly in key cities where road traffic is heavy and daily commuting distances are significant. However, President Tinubu took steps to cushion the harsh impact of the escalating Middle East conflict on Nigerian commuters by directing the immediate deployment of about 100,000 CNG conversion kits nationwide.
You said something now that the prices of transportation, it's already been affected. This is still the same standard of living we keep talking about. And someone raised the question and said, how is, if we say we have Dangote refineries, so we don't import, right? Yeah. Why is it affecting us? What's the reason why it's affecting us? Is it is it demand and supply? Or what exactly is the reason why we are being affected? And then the price, and then you can see there's a country, I can't really remember, that is trying to regulate the prices of petrol in the country, that it will not escalate. I think that's one thing we need to also do in our country. Let's see, how can we regulate? There should be someone checking this in, and it cannot go higher than this. Now you see that in Ondo State, you can see in Ondo State, it's being sold for 1,000. The last time I got last week or so, I think it was 170 or so, but I know it's more than that. But that's last week that I got for 170. They're already selling for 1.2 in another state. They're already selling it for 1.4 in Lagos State. Now you see the difference in, even let's even go far to other states, even in this same area, they have different prices. Now how can we regulate these things? And of course, Dangote is now supplying about 92% of petrol, which the federal government say. You also know the law of demand and supply. When the demand is coming from this one, just one person, were we not going towards the yes? You get. So we need to look this at different angles, different levels. Something needs to be done.
So I want to believe that, some people, the other day I was talking to someone who was in that line about it, and he said the way you get it is the way you will sell it. You know, that's one point. But from another angle, I'm seeing it, well, my own opinion, you know, as much as some people, I just feel that some people are making it, trying to make it work. And some people, for some reasons, maybe for their own interest, would not even want to make it work because they are benefiting from that. Yes, from the chaos. Yes, I think that's what I would say about this. So you know, it's making it complex to address
the issue.
Yes, it's really making it complex. So that's it. The price, because this is not the first, second, third we've talked about it. You know, the media has. There should be a standard price for people who are selling. There should be, but for some reasons they just don't want this to work. That's the way I see it, though.
Yes, well, it seems like they don't want it to work. You talked about importing. Dangote is still importing.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that now we are giving him all the power. This declaration by the federal government, by President Tinubu, 92% is saying he will be the only one. And that we should just hold on ampere for now.
So when he deems it fit, when he says it's going high, it's going high. When he says it's going low,
determines the price.
My goodness.
So we are at his beck and call. We are at his mercy as it is. And I'm just so surprised that we are still having this kind of issue. We have refineries that are lying, that are not repaired. Exactly. People are not making it work. You mentioned a certain country with what I said, South Korea.
Yeah.
They are doing all they can to make sure that the price is regulated and the citizens don't feel the brunt. They are trying to make their people happy.
Yeah.
As against what we have here, when one man would sit and determine, federal government is saying that we should reflect the market dynamics, you know, and that we should be thankful
Leaving us at his mercy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a global thing. I mean, this war, US-Israel-Iran war, is affecting every person. In fact, all over the world.
Yeah.
But some countries are already working so hard, like the issue of South Korea, to see how they can mitigate the effect on the citizens. But in our case, I don't know what we're doing just there. But then, the president is doing quite a lot.
Yeah.
The 100,000 CNG kits. It then shows that we can look that way. We can go. You know, when he came on board, this issue of converting our vehicles to
Remy, how many persons can afford that to start with? How many?
It's a gradual process.
Please, just let's say that the federal government should please work on something for citizens, for Nigerians, to make it, to make the stress less for us. I think that's what we should say.
The House of Representatives has amended the Electoral Act 2026 to prohibit individuals from holding membership in more than one political party at the same time. Under the amendment, anyone found guilty of belonging to multiple political parties simultaneously could face a fine of 10 million naira, a maximum prison term of 2 years, or even both. This will be saying you go pay 10 million naira, you still go prison. The proposed amendment introduces 3 new subsections to Section 77 of the Act, which deals with political party membership. The provision states that any individual discovered to be registered in more than one political party at the same time would have such memberships declared invalid. If eventually signed into law, the amendment is expected to strengthen the legal framework regulating party affiliation and introduce criminal penalties for violations relating to party membership.
If you're not trying to be a nuisance, why would you be registered under 2 different parties? So I think it is very okay, but you know one thing, I think that 10 million is even too small for them. They should increase it. Because why would you even be in 2 parties? You want to eat your cake and have it. This one work, no problem, I have another place to know. No, it's not done.
Nigeria is a very funny country, and that's why you have why that thing what we're saying could thrive. It's been on for a while. People belong. You are one person, but yet you're everywhere. Here and there. Exactly. But you are even having membership card. In different parties. This is not nice. It's not nice. I think it's a welcome idea, and with the spate of defections we are having, then you had enough to even get different party cards. You are today. This is PDP, and this same today I become a member of ADC.
This was something that they were also trying to address. That as a sitting governor, if you want to defect to another party, you would have to forfeit whatever you have to tell your position. Something that they were working on a few months ago, like last year. But you know one thing,
it came up recently.
I wanted to say we didn't hear of it anymore.
No, it came up recently.
We were sure of that.
Yes, it came up recently. I tend to remember the party. Is it some people? I think I'll get to it.
Because I think these are lots of things that need to be addressed.
Yes.
We need to regulate our electoral process. That's just the truth.
In all of this, I hope they will make it work. That's just
making it work.
It's one thing to come out, and just like you said, that I didn't even come up with that. Have we heard about that?
In a long time.
Yes, recently, because they have a way of stripping all of this under the carpet, especially when it's not in their interest. So I am hoping that they can make it work.
Well, there's still a lot of people who are not still comfortable with this new electoral law. Some people are still seeing some area in it that seems like it is against the opposition. You know, it's as if you are trying to silence the opposition. One of it is the issue of going registering online. I mean, membership registration online. Some opposition parties have seen it as trying to not give them opportunity for them to, and I don't know how that is a problem. The former presidential candidate Peter Obi is also saying he would challenge the electoral act as amended. There are issues with it. IPAC has also declared that they will boycott elections if amendments are not effective.
There are a lot of amendments.
And they keep amending.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
We're still talking about the parties, trying to regulate them into, you cannot be romancing. You know, I love that word. You cannot be romancing between parties.
You need to dance.
No!
Don't get the dance. But you like the romance.
Okay, let's move on.
Alright, so about my issues, why are we finding it difficult to amend that part that said we should transmit election e-transmission?
Because it will favor some people, some power.
If we can still be amending and we're amending now, why can't we just amend that? Anyway, we move on to the next one. There is a video, and that video will be on air, of the drama that played out in the River State House of Assembly during screening, where one of the commissioner nominees says, I'm a politician, so I don't pay tax. And that she has not been in government for a long time. And she was asked, so all those years you have not been in government, you have not been doing other things, Abby? Let's see the video.
You're a politician. Yes. So politicians don't pay tax. We don't have an office. Hold on. Let me get you. You say you're a politician. So politicians don't pay tax. I don't have work. If you don't have work. I don't have work. It's when I got donated into the. So since you don't have work, you have not been paying tax or taxes since 2018 to date. That's what you are saying. Is it only when you have work that you get income? You don't have any business? Mr. Speaker, I think tax is generated from your income. You have not had any income since 2018 to date. Madam, you are under oath. You have not had any income from 2018 to 2026. No income. That's what you're telling me, that's people. I was a member, a commissioner in the University House of Service Commission. When were you, when you were a local government caretaker committee member, right? I was just 3 months. When was that? And I think November last year. When was that? November. When? What year? 2025. You were not paid salary. Were you not paid salary when you were a caretaker committee? You were paid. You were paid. Yes. Is that not income? But you said you have not earned any income from 2018 to date as a politician. So no tax clearance. And that's what you're telling me, that's people. Madam, that is not nice. You are misleading the 10th River State fellows.
Politics, Niger drama.
I am not a politician. I am a politician.
And I don't have work. And so I can't pay. His work is a tax, not from your income. Wow. Is it not from your income?
It's from the income.
How did she even find her way there?
Are we trying to say, aside being a politician, you don't have anything else? Now, she's not even like a full-time. If we want to say what she's saying now, she was first in office maybe sometime in 2018, and then so from 2018 to 2016,
all of this. What I see there is someone who does not even understand. Because if she does, she would not even, she said it with confidence. Did you see?
Yes.
Did you hear her talk?
And then she even asked, is that not from your income?
She enlightened it. That's why I first said, how did such people find their way to this position in the first place? I mean,
If you get power, you get power.
that means it's a reflection that Nigeria will celebrate. What the kind of people we celebrate? It's just a reflection. It's a pointer.
That's what we talk about, putting capable hands in positions.
She talks like,
you understand?
Somebody who is confident.
We're talking about a lot of things affecting the country. Now you put someone like that in a position to oversee some certain affair. What are you going to expect?
What are you getting out of it? What do you expect from such?
I know a lot of the commissioners that were nominated, like four of them
were not, and I also part of the she was one of them that was dropped as a
if she had
if she had scaled through,
and what would have happened?
She had not paid tax, and this issue of tax arose when they said they had to come with the certificate of that tax clearance. Obviously, she could not present any,
and so they benefiting for people
exactly. And she said, "I'm a politician." So, as a politician, she's not. As a trader, you pay tax. As an employed staff, you pay tax. As an individual, you pay tax.
Do you know how?
Do you know be earning before you pay tax in Nigeria?
Do you know how many?
She is saying she's not working.
And I like that you asked the question that and then she couldn't say anything when that
eventually she said I was paid. And yet she didn't say.
We have big people. I want to say big people now who don't pay tax. That's just it.
For by example.
Big people. Okay.
Moving on.
Move to the next.
The federal government has commenced the evacuation of willing Nigerians in Iran, escorting them safely across the Armenia border amid rising tensions in the Middle East. Abike Dabirewa, chairman and CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, confirmed the operation in a post on her X, formerly Twitter handle on Tuesday. She said officials from the Nigerian embassy in Tehran are coordinating the movement of citizens wishing to leave the country, ensuring their safe passage into Armenia. She reassured that no Nigerian in Iran has been affected by the ongoing tensions so far, adding that embassy staff remain stationed at the border to receive and assist evacuees, emphasizing willing, showing that many are unwilling to return home. Emphasize unwilling. So if you're willing to come back, there is hope for you. The Nigerian government will do all they can to make sure that you have a safe passage. But how can they be willing? You know, when you look back at where you are coming to and where you are right now, you will really not be willing.
No. You would rather be in a place that is war than where there is peace. And yet you say no. It says a lot.
Do you know that not everybody will be a war victim? There will be survivors. Maybe, and just maybe, they are feeling I could survive it. So it's better than me whether I survive it here
than to
go back to. How bad could Nigeria be?
Even before all of this,
is that a question, a rhetorical one?
It's a rhetorical one. I don't know an answer. But I'm
willing Nigerians decided to
come.
Those willing Nigerians, they have to even cry out that other countries
are coming to help their people.
What about us? Then they've not seen no rescues coming for Nigerians. And now when they finally even decided to there's no need, we don't want to go. Maybe because they're scared of the state of the country that they're coming to.
Maybe a man who is scared to go back home,
they would rather stay in a place of war.
If a man is scared to go back home after the man leaves the house in the morning and is scared to go back home, what does that say?
There is fire in the house.
you know the hot. The house is hot.
There is fire.
Alright, but then Nigeria is not.
Please, yes, it's not as bad now.
We are here. I think the first thing is for you to save your life first. Yeah. At this point, I feel their life don't matter to them. I mean, save your life first. If the government is willing and they are ready to help you have a safe passage, why not take the opportunity? Come back home first. We are here. I'm not dying.
Yes, we are here.
We are here. And we're safe. So why not consider your safety first? Nigeria is not a bad the way people are painting us out there. It's not a good one. It's not. Alright, moving on. The leadership of the Nigerian Senate has removed Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Duaga from the country's delegation to the 70th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, CSW 70, currently being held in New York. The event, which began on 9 March and will end on 19 March at the United Nations headquarters, focuses on improving access to justice for women and girls and accelerating gender equality. All member states will negotiate the outcome of the session. Nigeria, like other member states, is expected to sponsor a delegation to participate in discussions and negotiations during the session. However, there are concerns over the country's delegation list after one of the female senators initially expected to attend was removed and replaced by a male senator. Emphasis on male senator. Despite the event focusing on women's issue, the senator explained that she was initially invited by the Ministry of Women Affairs to be part of Nigeria's delegation and was asked to submit the photo page of her international passport. She said she sent the requested passport details within a few hours, but later received a response from the ministry stating that she will no longer be attending because the details were submitted late.
Okay, quickly because of our time, I'm just going to say these two things. How do you remove a woman from a women's event and then put a man to represent the country? It makes no sense. Then an insider alleged that she was removed, that is was removed because they are scared that she would raise controversial questions that would tarnish the image of the country. Now this makes sense, because if she comes out again and starts saying she's being oppressed, she's being this, they would say, oh, we are not, but these are signs. How do you even remove a woman and replace it with a man? And then she was told that if she has a valid US visa, she could just go and attend
on her own.
And she did?
I think that's what she did. That's what she did.
I mean, why would you move a man?
That's right. We have female senators. Let me say she.
They said those other two senators they were not interested.
Why would they replace?
So that's why they
were left with the option.
Just one, and the one person they removed.
And that's why that's why they should have allowed her go.
Okay, now moving on because of our time. Mrs. Tracy Nicholas Oriri is a businesswoman. She publicly accused Nigeria's Minister of Works, David Umahi, of owing her over 250 million naira for campaign materials supplied in 2014, alleging he withheld payments and made sexual advances. Following her arrest for cyberbullying, she later apologized, withdrew the claims, and was released amid allegations from activists regarding her treatment. We have the video. Let's have a look. Our producer, please put that on air.
Deacon David Umahi, for the embarrassment this allegation may have caused him and his family. I sincerely apologize to his family, to my own family, friends, and everyone who felt hurt and embarrassed with what happened. I never said Engineer Deacon David Umahi tied towel to meet me in a hotel room. I apologize if the allegations have been magnified and taken out of context. My family and I have decided to move on and face our lives and business. And we want everyone to respect this decision. On the issue of the contract, I admit there was no formally signed agreement between Deacon David Omani and I. Although the job was done and delivered to his aides, they might have used the material for campaign purposes without informing him and without him knowing about it. I apologize sincerely for any misgivings that this might have.
Alright, so welcome back. That's the situation, but a lot of talks are ongoing about this. We know how that case went. Omoyele Sowore also his stance towards it. In fact, at the point there was a meeting and Omoyele Sowore was there. He even had to ask the minister that this is a civil matter. You don't have to bring the security agencies into. You don't have to involve them and all that. But now this woman has apologized. I don't know how true, but there are talks online saying this. It's even what she was reading, what she was saying looked like she was reading that she was coerced or threatened or what. But my take is this: please don't. If it's a lie, we should check it out before we start saying things. Really, but I think it should be investigated. Further investigation should be done. Yeah. Someone said, and I read on the social media, that if the minister keeps quiet about this and accepts the apology and it doesn't sue her for defamation of character, there's something has played. You
said it all. There's nothing else to say.
You know, this kind of thing, I just don't want to meddle in it, because in the end, you know, the other day, this former governor of Edo State, and then we saw the scandalous video, and then he later came to say it's AI, and the other person said, see, believe the wife, the man. Yes. It is wife, and the wife is saying, you know, is AI too. Did you see that? Unfortunately, our time is fast spent, and we have to start signing off now. Lara, let's have your final. Yes, I'm going to go back to the BBF, and please, ladies, whatever, don't die for nothing, please. Don't buy for nothing. Let me use the Nigerian slang. Yes, our street slang. Don't buy for nothing. If it's not worth it, please. You are beautiful the way you are. Don't let this pressure put you into, get you to do things that, if you get to your creator, what will you do? You are beautiful the way you are. Don't let anyone bully you or body shame you. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, love yourself. That's just the ultimate. Love yourself and do what is right by you. If you want to follow what people are saying, how many would you follow and how many would you do? Yeah.
Love yourself. That's I join my sisters in saying that this morning is very important. Thank you so very much for joining us on the show today. It returns next week, Friday. Have yourself a beautiful day. If you are going to Owambe, please enjoy yourself. It's once in a while it's good to Owambe. From here, it's bye-bye.
Yeah.